Hey y'all, it's late, but this is something that, like I said, every time I come to y'all, it's something that I'm going through or learning, I guess, about. And so recently, I feel like the Lord has been putting me through, like, okay, recently, I'm gonna just say it like this. I have maybe been putting myself through like turmoil in terms of identity, and everybody talks about identity, who am I? But it's really bad, especially as humans, when we identify ourselves with the hurt of being human. So for many of us, that's father wounds, mother wounds, different familiar wounds from us growing up. And for me, it was the thing of, who am I to men, not man as in humans, but men as in the male gender. And so because I didn't grow up with like my dad excited, it felt like to me excited to see his children, or like me and my sister. But again, this is nothing against my dad, because I love my father and we close now. That was just us growing up, and like there's a whole backstory to everything. It doesn't matter. But it felt like I wasn't desired even as a kid. And so I always felt like something was wrong with me. I felt like I was like, I'm gonna be so transparent with y'all. I felt like I was dark skinned, too dark skinned. I felt like I wasn't pretty enough. I felt like I was overweight, like I was fat, so he didn't want to see me because of how I looked. Like, it was so much. And so that has done a big number on my self-esteem and how I present myself to people, to men especially. And so lately, especially being single, like for the past 2 years now, I feel like my biggest struggle is trying to live my life for myself rather than trying to be noticed. Like actively asking myself, Tiana, what do I want to do? And am I doing this because I want to do it, not because I want to be seen? And so what just popped in my head was like, it's like doing that, but for the Lord. So I'm sitting here wearing things that, I'm not saying me, but example is like sitting here going to places being like, okay, where's somewhere that guys would go? What are some things guys would do? And let me put myself there. And in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad. But when you're doing it as your way of value, and like, let's say if you go to these places and someone doesn't approach you, or you don't even get a look, you go home crying and depressed because you feel ugly because people didn't notice you. And so when it's like we're letting these things affect us this much, that's actually, like, that's so bad. That's I don't know what it could be other than a false idol, because that's bad. And that's something, like I said, that the Lord is bringing me out of. Maybe not to that extent, but it's definitely to the extent of like being upset because I feel ugly if I'm not noticed, or if I'm not spoken to when my friends and I are out, or like we're doing something but somebody else, like, it's like a comparison thing. And so what I was thinking, or you say the Lord put on my mind, was, what is it like to do the opposite? What is it like to, so recently I've just been doing things specifically because I want to do it. What do I want to do? Maybe I want to go to a cafe and actually just go to a cafe and get some work done and feel prissy and like feel cute, like wear the outfits that I want to wear. And obviously it is like a battle of distincting yourself and dissecting these feelings, and like truly doing what you want to do because you want to do it as a woman, and not being upset if things didn't happen how you wanted it to happen. And so I keep getting off the topic, but what I feel like the Lord is telling me is, or rather what I'm going through, again, is how would I flip that and do that for him? What can I do, and how can I dress? What can I not even say, but how can I act in a way that the Lord would be attracted to me, that the Lord would want, that I'm pleasing to the Lord, And I was just, it's something to think about, because we're always like, isn't new believer, like, what can I do in this moment? Is that like truly sitting the stuff that I'm distracting myself with, or strolling on the phone looking at YouTube all day, and just like taking time to just be in the presence of God? You know, it's like actively taking these steps. As much energy as you're putting in to going after these other people, how much energy are you putting into the Lord? How much energy are you like, okay, Lord, let me just, you know, I'm gonna just read this one page, and one page is fine, but it's the energy behind it, I guess. And so that's kind of something that I'm going through. I don't know if this is resonating with anybody, but I know in this world and in this culture of wanting to feel validated, we are down in the dumps. We gotta pull ourselves up. The Lord is literally like, and I know everybody's like, my identity, but it really is in Him. And it's so hard to separate the two when we live in this reality of skin and bones, to place ourselves within the spiritual realm and to not see these other things as validating, you know? So I just wanted to say that. I'm actually gonna post it. It's July 6th, I think. Let me see. Okay. Yep, July 6th. 12 a.m., 12:55. So I just wanted to come on here and say something, because it's something I'm really working on and going through. You're not alone. And hopefully with this channel, I'll be able to be as well produced as other people are. But for right now, I'm just a quick like DIY vlogger. Like, just pull out the phone and speak what I'm going through. But I love you guys. And if you stick around, I'll see you in the next one.